Good evening and welcome back to the Sixth House. I am Alicia Moon and today is Monday, December the 9th of 2019. And let me just say thank you to all of those of you rather who have subscribed to my channel. I am greatly appreciative of it as this is a journey for me. I am brand new at this. The information is not so new to me, but to be in front of a camera talking about things that I love to discuss is new. I don't have the best of the equipment right now. I'm going to call out my son who promised me that he will assist me right here, and he has not shown up yet to do so, but it's okay. We will improve by and by. Today, I would like to discuss. I said I was going to start off with some diets, especially since my goal is to teach you, along with myself, how to attain or achieve an optimal level of health through eating properly. And I had a patient today that asked me about the keto diet. And I have to tell you, I don't know who came up with this diet, but I don't think they thought things through. Um, and let me just say, if you are looking to diet, please explore your reasons for doing so. There are several ways to achieve whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, but it should always be the choice that will lead to a healthy outcome. Those diets that are fads or diets that damage the body should be avoided at all costs. Your body is a complex machine, and all of its parts work together. And the body has a way of functioning already in its natural state. So to go in and try to trick the body or to alter its natural processes usually leads to some type of demise. It usually leads to some type of damage being done to the body, and it can lead to chronic problems that are highly avoidable. So, what is this keto diet? Well, it's a ketogenic diet. Genic means the beginning or to initiate a process. And so, keto refers to fats that are taken in from your diet and is converted or synthesized in the liver or released by the liver in, as a form of a ketone, the ketone bodies. And the objective is for the body to not utilize sugar as its main source of energy. Instead, you're tricking the body into burning fat because you really have no real storage of sugar left in the body because you're not taking in the carbohydrates that are needed for the body to function as it usually would, especially when there's a demand for energy. So, the foods that are suggested on this diet are really none other than your high fat foods that should be eaten if you're going to consume them, which I do not. But if you're going to consume them, they should be consumed in a more moderate fashion than what this diet calls for. Um, High fat dairy, red meat, seafood, but in large amounts, very little vegetables or fruits. And I viewed a video and I've been reading on this all day. And they try to make this sound as if it is so nutritious and it's so beneficial because these meats have some vitamins and minerals that you really need. And you know, you can take in some berries. Berries are really, really high in antioxidants. However, be careful not to take in too many because they are carbs. And they've said that about whatever vegetable they say is allowed on the diet. I think it was cauliflower and broccoli. They're cruciferous foods. They're low in carbs, so you can take in some of these They even suggested some of the nuts. But just hearing high fat, no matter how tasty that fat is, no matter how attractive uh, seeing a plate of meat is to you, um, it's not the healthiest of choices. We have to take into account the risks that are involved here. Your objective may be to lose weight, but how beneficial will it be to you to lose weight and have a heart attack? You are really placing yourself at an increased risk for heart disease. And I mentioned before that there are differences between races, genders, age, and I just have to say, speaking for the race, the races for which I am to which I am associated, this is one of the worst things you can do to yourself. We lack whatever is necessary to manufacture the bad substances that come along with this, especially how these foods are prepared. You can eat these deep fried, sounds like fat and cholesterol to me, a higher risk for cardiovascular disease. Red meat has its own issues, and I really don't know too many other um, plans that will suggest that you take in high fat like this. But red meat puts a person that has gout at risk for having recurrent flare ups over and over and over again because of the uric acid that's left behind and the crystals that form between the joints. I cannot think of a reason as to why a person should put their body in a position to continuously come in contact with increased acid, which equals illness, all day long. And you have very few foods that are included in this diet to get rid of the acid. Now, what happens is when you're taking in these foods and your body starts breaking down the fats, it's saying that this is going to be your main source of energy, so you're going to lose body fat. But now, for those of us who exercise on a regular basis, if you exercise properly, your body's going to burn the sugar first. That's true, which it should for great reason. You got to think you may not be aware of what's going on inside the body, but on the cellular level, this is necessary. But in low intensity exercise, if you engage in low intensity exercise for 10 minutes, you're going to burn fat. That's the way the body is designed. The body is designed to heal itself. So there's no need to trick it into doing something that you want it to do, unless you're doing something to damage it. If you are on this keto diet and you engage in high intensity exercise, a lot of times you are going to need the carbs. You're going to end up burning your muscle. You will end up burning your muscle, and you don't want that. So even though you have the weight loss, muscle weighs twice as much as fat. And so when you start tearing down the muscle, you are tearing down your frame. So how do you know that you're in ketosis? Well, once you start tearing down the body, you're going to have some signs and symptoms that let you know that. If all you want to do is lose weight, well, you're going to lose weight, but you have other things that are going to come into play as a result of the weight that you're losing, since you're going to end up burning your muscle as well. One, you'll get the keto flu. To me, your body is just going to a state of inflammation and saying, hey, stop doing this to me. They can't really explain why you're getting these flu-like symptoms, but you do. And I have a very good idea as to why you're getting these flu-like symptoms. It's just the same as having anything else your body comes in contact with that it is trying to get rid of. It goes to war. It goes to war. Another thing that I realized is that even when you decide to engage in exercise, your endurance will be low initially. Your endurance will be low. They say that you may suffer from insomnia. Something else was, oh, yes, your bowel habits may change. You may either have diarrhea or you may have constipation. You choose which one you want to deal with, and you may just get them all. Okay, um, and all of these are letting me know. These signs and symptoms are letting me know that the body is not functioning. It is merely trying to survive, and so it's going to manifest signs and symptoms that let you know that, hey, what you're doing to me is not good. I'm not able to function as I usually would at my optimal level. If you have examined your reasons and weight loss is what you are after, you can achieve that by modifying the way that you eat that got you into the place where you want to lose weight in the first place. We are creatures of habit, and so if we develop healthy habits, they'll become our routine on a regular basis. And so just engaging in moderate eating, making sure that on your plate, 70% of the foods that are on your plate is going to encourage um, the processes by which you develop and regenerate healthy live cells. And I want you to think about that plate that you have before you when you're on a keto diet. You have more dead foods on that plate than you do healthy live foods. And so, without even going to school for 12, 13, 14 plus years, it doesn't take much for you to come to a conclusion if I ask you, out of a dead carcass, pardon my French, and a live, healthy plant that is colorful, which option do you think will bring about live, healthy cells? Well, it's kind of difficult to imagine that something that's dead was going to bring about life. So, anytime you're ingesting food, you want to make sure that the foods that you are taking in, and please forgive me if I have offended anyone, but I choose to eat to live. And so it's just kind of hard for me to accept some of the suggested diets that are out there. Now, I am not going to take meat away from anyone. I have just chosen not to eat it myself. But even if I were eating meat, and I have had meat for several years, there is just something wrong there. To me, it's imbalanced. Let me say that. It is imbalanced to think that a plate full of meat is going to bring about optimal health. It's not. If you're just looking to get into a bathing suit, start earlier. Start earlier. Drink water. Drink at least 64 ounces of water a day. One of the positive side effects of the keto diet is that, oh, you lose your appetite. Well, drink water. You'll lose your appetite. The less you eat, the less you're going to want to eat. You will reset your appetite sensor if you have a schedule. Some people eat one food once a day, and that is all their body will allow because that is the habit that they have created for themselves. It's not my habit, but that's the habit that people have created for themselves. And so your body will adapt and it will adjust. And then, too, to me, there lacks discipline when you're on this diet because you can eat pretty much as much fat as you want. But in the long run, what are your consequences? How is your body going to repay you? It won't be so kind, although you've lost the weight. So I really just don't see the benefits of doing this, not long term, not even short term benefits of doing this. And I had to make a couple of notes for myself, and I just wanted to make sure because my mind moves so quickly when I am covering a subject and I try to get it in a short period of time, and I catch myself leaving out very pertinent information. But I think that just in a nutshell, I have covered what I wanted to say. And if I have appeared to be biased, I am. I really am. Because I do not see the wisdom behind altering the body's functions, normal functions, just to lose weight. It's just what it takes is self discipline and an understanding of how the body works. It's your body. And if you don't want anyone else abusing the body, I think not. Uh, I just don't think that is a really good idea to abuse it yourself. I really don't. So, um, in conclusion, my advice, my professional advice, let me set aside my personal advice, but my professional advice would be to say no to keto. It's just not worth it. Instead, engage in exercise as with a maximum, if you want to, of 10 minutes a day, but a minimum of 10 minutes a day. Low intensity exercise burns fat easily. Drinking water, 64 ounces of water a day. Um, just minimize the amount of sugar that you're taking in. Taking high fiber foods, and that will promote peristalsis, which is very important in the digestive process, and will promote elimination. So you won't have the constipation, you won't have the diarrhea, you'll just be balanced. You'll be balanced, and your organs will function like they should. And just to leave a thought, I mean, to me, the keto diet is like telling a diabetic that they can go into a candy store and eat all the candy that they want. And to me, that's just simply illogical. So just say no to keto. This is Alicia Moon. It has been my pleasure in speaking with you on this subject. If you have any questions or comments, and if there's anything else I need to cover, because it may be something that I need to go into a little more detail about, because I have to admit that I'm pretty biased here. It's just an illogical diet. To me, it's just a fad. Instead, I suggest that you follow a plan that you can do for life and that will bring lasting benefits. Until next time, we're here at the Sixth House where the doors are always open.